I'd like to introduce to you Michael. Can't pronounce his surname, sorry. And he is from the Payday Men's Network. Michael?
Okay. I'll pronounce my own name. I'm Michael Kalmanovitz. Hold on, let me just do something here. I'm Michael Kalmanovitz. I'm from Payday Men's Network. We're based here at the Crossroads Women's Centre. So a men's network based at the Women's Centre tells you something about the quality of our sisters. No? And our brothers. Exactly. We campaign with soldiers in a number of countries who refuse to kill, who refuse to rape, and who refuse to torture. They are refuseniks, they're conscientious objectors and draft dodgers. And they are central to the anti-war movement, but you wouldn't always know that. There are soldiers who've been imprisoned for refusal whom we work with. And increasingly we're working with prisoners more generally, including those on death row, formerly incarcerated prisoners, and hunger strikers from California to Palestine, including the great anti-war activist Mumia Abu Jamal. Our slogan has expanded from refusing to kill to refusing to kill and be killed in respect of those prisoners on death row. It's an important principle that our leadership is from people on the front line. We are not at the centre. And it's an important principle that we must work together across the sectors. And for an example, we need to tell the truth. It's women mainly who are running the campaigns to defend and support the men who are in jail or who are refusing and who can't speak. So it's the mothers, the partners, the sisters who are doing that work. We also work with Queer Strike to gather support from the LGBT communities from the movement. I'll mention a couple of examples. One is Bradley Manning, who's a young gay man, alleged to have leaked hundreds of thousands of documents, of US documents, who is facing court-martial just now. In fact, he's facing life imprisonment. And maybe death, yes, that's right. His lawyers have called for a dismissal of all the charges. It's something of a show trial. Obama has said that he's guilty already. So it's really a bit of a tragedy. The importance of what he is alleged to have done, leaking these documents to WikiLeaks, has had a huge effect on the Arab world and on the Occupy movements. They've informed what has been happening in this last period. He's had 9 months in solitary for his trouble. He's been essentially tortured. I know it happens all the time in many prisons. But there's been a large amount of international support that helped him get out of the prison he was in and away from that torture. So we won. I mean, internationally we won something better for him. The other person I want to mention is Halil Savda. He also was tortured in prison. He's a Kurdish man imprisoned in Turkey. He, in 2008, was on hunger strike to protest his conditions. And he eventually was released, but now he's jailed again because of his support of Israeli refuseniks. There's an infamous Article 318 of the Turkish Penal Code, which means that you can't support refusal anywhere. He was jailed for 5 months just recently and is now out after 3 months. We helped get him out.
Yeah. Yes.
I just want to say what he said, why he was in jail. This is what they didn't like him saying. He said, "We protest in order to protect Palestinian, Lebanese and Israeli men, women and children's rights. We said children, women and men should not die. We supported the Israeli conscientious objectors rejecting war." For that he was jailed. He said that people should not die and he was jailed. but he's out, as I said. We've helped support the hunger strikers in Palestine. Khadar Adnan, who was on hunger strike for 66 days before he won his release. Hannah Shalabi, who was on hunger strike for 44 days before she won her release. And they were on hunger strike because they were defending all prisoners who were under administrative detention, that is, without charge and without trial, endlessly. What has happened here in April is that 1,200 Palestinian prisoners have gone on hunger strike. They're making a huge movement. I know there's other hunger strikes in the world as well that we're not even aware of. But they're demanding an end to the administrative detention, and particularly an end to the way that children in prison are treated. They pre-dawn raids, they're kind of handcuffed, they're sent out of the country from Palestine to Israel. They've been tortured, sexually abused, denied lawyers. So there's a lot going on that we need to be aware of and we need to fight for. We must work together to support the people in prison. Prison is the concentration camp everywhere that we must get rid of now.
Yeah.
Our job is to reclaim every penny of the military and prison budgets. Invest in caring, not killing.
Thank you, Michael. I'm really pleased to introduce to you all Manju Gardia. She's here from India, from the Chhattisgarh Women's Organization there. And I just want to say that the first time, I have to say this, but the first time Manju came to speak at a meeting that we had about the global women's strike, she was like, oh yes, well we had a global women's strike in India, but we were really disappointed in the numbers, right? We were like, oh really, what were the numbers? Oh, we only had 10,000 women come to the strike in India. Anyhow, this Manju Gardia from India.
First, my English is not so good. I will say it before. First, I am saying the very congratulations of this, the Wages for Housework campaign, who is growing up 40 years. I am very glad to say this one. Because I come here before, first time I come here, I met Wages for Housework campaign Salma James. I thought, what I say, I don't know the English, what I do that, how I do this. Then Salma James said, don't worry. You don't worry. You say in Hindi, then they are giving me one translator, and I was do there. And I was so long as Wages for Housework campaign member, and Global Women Strike members also I am in whole India, one person. But there is a group is they are Dalit and tribal women's. I will work with Dalit and tribal women's. We are working with them so many years. 83 we are starting, and my organization registration is 1987. I got it, but this 2001 part before that's a Madhya Pradesh. That's a clear is saying that Madhya Pradesh Bhopal tragedy. That time is our Chhattisgarh is not partition. Now 2001 we got a new Chhattisgarh Women Organization. That time is coming before we gave the new Chhattisgarh Organization. After then Chhattisgarh is coming. We are and we will be work with tribal women who is living in the forest area, and Dalit women, they are living in the plain area. But Dalit and tribal women they have some problem. They has a problem that time is the untouchability problem. But I was started my work that time, they are not sitting together. But after then, so many years we gave them so much trainings program, and we are giving the mass mobilization, and we are going our strike for labor issue and bonded labor issue, and so women violence against and women rape against the women rape, like that issue we are taking. Then little bit they are coming together and they are sitting together.
Yeah.
And also we are fighting against the forest rights new bill. There is a forest rights new bill is coming here, and they destroy all the forest. They want to destroy forest officers. They want to destroy all the forest, but women is protesting that forest. We are working there. Women don't want to cut forest. They say this is our property. This is not forest officers' property, and also we are fighting against that women's rights, land rights. We want to women land rights. Who is single women? We are fighting this issues also, and our area is flood comes. That time, so many villages was destroyed. We are also asking the government. They gave them compensation, but that time poor people they not giving them compensation. High caste, high level people is coming and giving them application, government person, they give them compensation, but poor Dalit and tribal single women, they didn't got any compensation. We are fighting, we are also coming together, and 8 March International Day, we are saying that as a global women strike, that 5,000 women come together Mahasamund to our areas. We go to the street and we asking women, we have to give the women, single women also we have to give, government has to give them compensation. Then after 2005, they are giving the compensation. Sorry, I have only 2 minutes. Last, I am saying that our organization has three type of fund. First is education fund, second is health fund, third is struggle fund. Education fund, who tribal people, they don't have to go their children's school. We are giving them some money for the uniform and their books. And second one is health fund, who poor people, they don't have any health facility, they are going to the private hospital. There is so much money they have to give them, but they are going to the government hospital, they say we don't have medicine here. That is the problem. Then our tribal women's group, they are giving that health fund some money. Then they go good hospital and they take the good health facility. And third one is very beautiful and very good. Our fund, we have a struggle fund. Struggle fund is very powerful fund. We have it. Every woman has to go to the street and they are taking the rally. They are going the official person they meet. Then they use that struggle fund. This struggle fund, they have a very, they take every village we have. We are going to take the global women strike. We never give them money. You come, you come our place, then we are going to the rally. They coming their own facility. That is struggle fund they use. Thank you so much.